Hi everybody, Doug and Jeremy here at Cowtown. We're standing here today in front of a brand new 522D Ranger. It's the first 22 footer we've had. We're going to show you a little bit about it and tell you the reason we purchased it to sell it. A lot of potential in this boat. But anyway, to start off with is a Z Series Ranger. It's got the trailer parking brake on it. We got integrated running lights, no more finding your light pole sticking up the front of the boat. It's got disc brakes on both axles, and instead of like a traditional bass boat where we got the fuel load in the back, the fuel sets up in the middle of the boat on this one. They're getting a little more weight up on the nose. It has a steeper V than a standard Z boat. It's got a 600 series lower hull, which is typically a walleye boat or a Great Lakes boat, but it has a bass boat top. This particular one is powered with a 300 horse G2 Evinrude E-Tech. And we're going to get in the boat and show you some stuff about it. Okay, here we are up in the boat now, and we're in the back of the boat obviously. This boat does have the remote drain plug in it, which is an outstanding feature. We've talked about that before. Now, it does have a big rear live well in it. We did do the single lid with the slider. A lot of advantages to that. This boat does have the pure oxygenator system in it, and it has remote pump out. So we can pump the live wells out as well. One huge thing in this rear deck, and this is pretty typical of Rangers generally, is how big the storage is here. These storage lockers are huge. I mean, you can see, you can pack a lot of gear in this dude. You got two of those back here. We've got a big box here as well. As you can see, giant in fact, a lot of storage. Now this one does have the center console in it here, storage console. But the seats in this boat, this is a bigger water boat. For a guide, this would be a fantastic machine, or anybody running big water. You can see instead of having a typical bass boat seat, this has got more of a ski boat type seat in it. It wraps around you very well. You got good support in it for them big water days. The seats do adjust. Driver and passenger in this boat has adjustable seats. We did not do the carpeted floor. This is that textured flooring here. Very nice stuff. Now this boat has everything that's different about this boat. The consoles are different than a typical bass boat. They got a good look to them. Okay, now here up on the console of the boat, we got a big glove box here, as you can see. It goes way back in there. And here on the console, little different switches here. Things are laid out different. Now this boat does have the ventilated rod boxes, which is a great feature. Like I say, all your live well operations are here as well. This one does have a tilt wheel. It has the remote trim switch, or the blinker style trim. And this being the G2 E-Tech, it does have the Evinrude hot foot in it, or accelerator pedal. Now being a G2, we can shift that where we can run it with the hand throttle, or with the push of a button, we can run it with the hot foot. So it's really nice, especially on big water. You may not always want to run the hot foot on big water. Hand control may work better for you, but you got the option to switch from one to the other. Now this is the Lorentz. These are Gen 3 HDS 12s. Latest and greatest from Lorentz here. We do have the interlink cable here, so we can get all our engine gauges up here on this fish finder as well. And it'll do that from the factory on this boat. Now, it does have a nice front deck step, nice tool holders on the side. Now up front it's pure bass boat, like our 521s for example, but one big difference is these rails lay at an angle like this. They're not straight up and down like in a typical boat. Now I like that. That gives you a lot more surface area up on this boat just by slanting that rail back. And when you are flipping out of this boat, you're not necessarily going to be hitting your rail when you're flipping, which has been a problem on some of the boats in the past. We get used to flipping out of our boat, we get a new one, the side is taller, bang, knocking chips out of it. Should not have that issue here. You can see it does still have the cleats and stuff in it. It's got retractable rod holders as well. We did a 112-pound thrust Minn-Kota trolling motor on it, 4 tracks by the way. It's got the lift assist on it. It does have another HDS 12 up front here. Trolling motor is also universal sonar. And like I said, in the rod boxes, this is something Ranger's been doing for a couple, 3 years. But they took the carpet out of them, which I think is the best thing they've done in quite a while, actually. We're not getting the mold, nothing stinky, easy to clean up. Rod racks are adjustable. And like I say, these rod boxes both here are vented. This rod box is the same way. No carpet in it, easy to clean. And we got 3 nice storage boxes here. We got a big carpeted box here. We got another box here with no carpeting, which would be a great place to store your rain gear and whatnot, extra boots, stuff like that. Don't have to worry about that carpet molding. We got another nice storage box here. It's got a mat in the floor there. So we got plenty of place to put our gear, that's for sure. So like I say, if you're guiding, you're running, you know, big water, even little water, you know. This is going to be, I figure, an outstanding Lake of the Ozarks boat. We know how rough of a ride that is now. This boat will take that big water and do it pretty comfortably. Anyway, we got it here at Cowtown. If you'd like to take a look at it, please give us a call or come and see us. Our phone number is 573-885-6300.